So guys, we are moving into a new chapter all about banking. Yay! So we're going to start out with checking accounts, and we're going to get into different types of savings accounts and how interest is accumulated and all that kind of stuff. There's some beautiful large formulas that go into this chapter. You'll have a formula sheet. It's really just plug and chug. It's not that bad. But today's checking accounts. Good. All right, so some vocab to start us out with. First thing is a basic checking account. It's an account at a bank that allows a customer to deposit money, make withdrawals, and make transfers. Many of these accounts do not pay interest. So those of you that say you already have a checking account, I'd be curious if yours pays interest or not. It doesn't? So there are all kinds of checking accounts, though. So that's something to look at. Guys. There are free checking accounts. Require no minimum balance and charge no maintenance fees, which is good because some checking accounts can charge you a fee like every year or every month, depending. Some of them make you have a minimum balance of like $500, $1,000, and if you drop below, they charge you fees. Don't ever get those. Those are bad. Okay, get a free one, no minimum balance. If you have a penny in there, you're fine. Okay, that's the kind you want. All right, so there are interest-bearing checking accounts. These are accounts that actually will pay you interest on the money that you have in there. A minimum balance is often required, and then you get charged that fee if you drop below it. So unless you're like confident that you're going to have some extra cash sitting around that you can just kind of leave laying in that account, don't get that kind. Okay, if you're somebody who's going to be like, I'm going to take that down near zero almost every month, you don't want that one. All right, and then a joint checking account. That's just an account that's owned by more than one person. Like I have a joint checking account with myself and my husband on it. That way both of us have access to the money. So like we both have a debit card that goes to the same account. You have like a debit card or can write checks off your dad's account?
No, he can only access our account.
Gotcha. That's different. So this would be like joint checking would be like both people can have access to the money. Oh, you can put money in anyone's account. You just can't take it back out. All right, so let's kind of take a look at the basics of a check. I know things have changed a lot through the years. People don't write as many actual physical checks. We do so much online anymore. But even though I do all of my banking online, I still will every once in a while write a check, right? Like I pay my dad for something, I write him a check and hand it to him, things like that. Okay, some of the older people still pay with checks, right? All right, so on a check, your name would be at the top corner, your address, phone number sometimes on there. The phone number is optional. Name and address of your bank will be underneath here. You'll have a routing number. Down here, this first set of numbers is the routing number. This is what like links your check to a certain bank. So like I bank at Huntington, so like my routing number sets, like if somebody goes to cash it, it automatically then knows it's Huntington. And then the second set of numbers here, this is my actual account number. So this one tells you what bank it is, this one tells you whose account number it is. And then the digits over here is the check number. So if you look at the top corner, it has check number there. It's also down here in those funky little, like it's weird font for those numbers. Yes? It used to be you could use them anywhere. And more people are not taking checks. So it just depends on the establishment. Some places still do. Yeah. Do they take checks? That's harsh. My guess is businesses get burned where people will take a check from someone and then they go to cash that check and there's no money there to cash it. So when they go to cash it, if it's not there, they won't cash the check. That happened once. My neighbor once wrote me a check and then like apologized up and down like she was so sorry because I went to go cash it and there was nothing there. So then I got charged a fee because I tried to cash a check that was not good. She did. She did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get charged a fee, and so do they. I told my neighbor, and she felt bad. She covered all of it. Yeah, well, it's only right. All right. On your check, like I said, always says pay to the order of. This is who you're writing a check to, right? If you're going to Kroger, you'd write Kroger right there. Over here in this box, this is where you write in actual numbers what the amount is. And then on the line here, that's where you write it out in writing. Okay. The check printers, yeah, they usually print them anymore at grocery stores. The memo line, you can write something here or not. It does not matter. A lot of times memo line, like you could write like an account number. If you're paying a bill or something, like you write what your account number is right there so they know which one it goes to. If I write, like, I'm giving somebody a check for their birthday, I'll write like happy birthday right there. So you can write some or not. It does not matter. That's kind of like your own info there. You can write whatever you want. All right, and then make sure you sign your check. What should you use when you're writing a check? What kind of writing utensil? A pen. Do not ever write in a pencil. Because what happens if you write in pencil? And I'll write anything I want inside of there, and your signature is on it. You can't. That is why they have this here and in words here. So you want to make sure, you really, like when you write this, if it like ends here in words, I always draw a line all the way through the end so they can't add extra stuff. That's why I drew that line, doing taxes. I always put that line there. Yep. All right, so here we go. So you need to pay your Verizon bill, which is due March 28th. You owe $112.50. The bill says you need to include your account number on the check, which is 223334444. Write a check to pay your Verizon bill. So we're just going to practice writing a check. All right, so we would need to write the date first. What is the date? It is the 16th. So 10/16/19. Pay to the order of Verizon. All right. Next to the dollar sign, look at that. I won't even take off for dollar signs because it's already on your check. So $112.50. All right. What do we write on this big long line here? Do I write 112? There you go. Make sure you actually, I know we speak in a lot of shorthand, but like actually write how it's supposed to be read. So $112 and, use the word and then how do you write the change? Anybody know? Good. It'd be 50 over 100. 50 over 100. Okay, you always put the change over 100 because how many pennies does it take to make a dollar? 100. My board has issues. The one became red. I don't know. My board, it decided to switch. If you're in pencil right now, that's fine. Just in real life, make sure they're pen. Should I write anything on the 4 line? They want the account number on there. So this would be where you could write the account number. So 2233344444. Right. So that's a great place to put your account number if they request that. And then what do I do in this last line? We sign. Actual signature on here. That is why. It's kind of that cross balance between somebody coming up and changing, like throwing an extra 1 in here, making that $1,000. It's written in words, so it's a lot harder to kind of forge that then. When you make deposits? That's okay, we'll do that. Yeah, that's endorsing the check when you write on the back. You're endorsing, that way they have visual proof that you signed it, you cashed it, you got your money. Yeah, anymore I deposit checks with my phone. I just take pictures of them. It's easier. Oh, really? All right, guys. Account balance. It is the total amount in your account at any given time. Account balance, the total amount in your account at any given time. Anybody in here got a negative account balance right now?
Like they only, so I'm not supposed to be able to withdraw like too much, but like when they did tax on my, like when I took tax on something the other day, took like 7%.
So put you in the
I
negative.
called my mom and they're like, she just overdrew her account because we have a joint account, and she was like, okay, well.
Yeah, you guys, you need to be careful depending on what type of account you have. Like for me, I have overdraft protection. So like if I would withdraw my checking more than I have inside of there, they will then pull money from like my savings account and automatically throw that money in there to protect it. Now, if you do not have like another account to pull from like that, like if you just have the one account and you overdraw it, how much you get charged? $32. But a lot of it, like my brother used to get in a world of trouble doing this when he was younger. Like he would overdraw all the time. So like, and it was $32 per day and per transaction that it was left in a negative balance. He was getting charged hundreds of dollars a month for overdraft fees. Okay, which is stupid because what's that going to do? It's going to put you even more and more and more in the negative because it keeps pulling that out of there. So be careful. Leave a penny in there. Okay, have something else so you're not getting charged. Seriously. Be careful. You need to know what your account balances are anymore. At least with smartphones now, like stuff's usually pretty instantaneous. Like you can just look online and know how much you have at any given time.
Careful. I bought like a pack of like hot fries. And I was forced to send it over.
That's an expensive thing of hot fries. All right, guys, and then a deposit is money that is added to your account balance. So like you're putting in, you got birthday money, you got a paycheck, you know, you got paid for walking the dog, I don't know, whatever. So anything that you're depositing in, that is deposits, putting money in your account. All right, and then I'm pretty sure what Elena was referring to is a deposit slip. If you are putting money in your account, depending if you're actually going to the bank versus doing it online, they a lot of times will make you fill out a deposit ticket. Sometimes they'll fill it out for you, depending what bank you're at. But filling this out, you just have to fill in the date, put your name and address up here. Sign this only if you want cash back. So like if you're going with your paycheck and you're like, hey, I want to deposit my paycheck, but I want like 30 bucks back in cash, then you'd have to sign that. But then you just fill it out, you list it over here. All cash gets listed first. List checks singly, so all the different checks you have, and just kind of total it and see if you want any cash back. This though, notice at the bottom, it's going to have your same account info on here. So that way they know directly which account to put it into. So that's why they have you fill these out. Yeah. So again, depending on the bank, a lot of times they'll look it up. A lot of times they'll fill this out for you. And if they get tired of people doing it wrong, they must always do it for you.
I don't know, I just
Yeah.
put money in the ATM that say, deposit.
Deposit button. But you put your card in first, right? They have your account number because you put your card in. Not if you went and did it through there. I don't fill it out because I do all mine online. All right, guys. Number one, deposit an $865.98 paycheck, a $623 stock dividend check, a $60 rebate check, and $130 cash into your checking account. All right, so filling this out. Sometimes they require you to put your name and address up here. Sometimes they don't. We're going to go ahead and leave them blank. But the date, so today is the 16th. Will we need to sign it? Are we getting cash back? No. If you're not getting cash back, you don't have to sign. You only sign if you want money back from it. All right, so do we have cash to deposit? Yes, 130 right there. So 130 and no change. List checks singly. I never knew singly was a word. Apparently it is. It is now. So $865.98. $623 and a $60 rebate check. Good, subtotal. What am I going to do with that? You're going to add them all up. I mean, it's got the same buttons to push. All right, guys, and it says less cash received. That's where you would write how much cash you want back. Did we have any that we wanted back? Nope. All right, so the total then we're depositing is the $1678.98. All right. If your original balance was $278.91, what's the new balance after your deposit? All I have to do is take the balance I did have, $1678.98, and we're just going to add it to what was already in there, $278.91. So we will now have $1,957.89. And we're all very happy to have almost $2,000. All right, questions on filling out a deposit slip? Good. Okay, Allison currently has a balance of $2,300 in her checking account. She deposits a $425.33 paycheck, a $20 rebate check, and a personal check for $550 into her checking account. She wants to receive $200 in cash. How much will she have in her account after the transaction? So let's first, though, before we do anything else, let's fill out our deposit slip. So 10, 16, 19. Will we need to sign this? Yes, she wants cash back. So it's Allison. We'll forge Allison. What should Allison's last name be? Johnson? You can name her whatever you like. All right, so any cash to start with? All right, did we have cash to deposit? No. All right, so we are depositing then $425.33, $20 rebate check, and a personal check for $550. Okay, so those are the three things she's depositing. Subtotal, so we're going to have to add those together. $995.33. Less cash received. She wants $200 in cash. So the total she's actually depositing would be $795.33 because she wants $200 of that back. All right, the question though asks us also, how much will she have in her account after the transaction? So if she had $2,300 to start, good. Add the $795.33. Hey guys, all the extra side conversations, I really would like them to stop, please. And whoever has the laser pointer needs to be put away. All right, so next thing is a check register. More and more people don't really actually fill these out themselves. My mom still does. I do not. But it's kind of like the ongoing thing when you look up your bank account, you can see all those transactions. So even if you don't personally fill out your own paper copy of one, It's good to understand how they work so that when you're looking on your bank account, you can kind of understand what's going on. All right, it is where you record all your transactions in your checking account, including the checks written, deposits made, fees paid, ATM withdrawals, and so on. So everything that's coming in or going out of your account should be written down. Or if you're looking online at your bank account, you'll have that ongoing thing. I just got on my bank this morning. I could see everything that came out and everything that went in. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The first column says number or code. This would be like a check number. Some people put like an E for electronic. I just leave it blank. I assume it, it's something online. The date that happened. Transaction description. This is just you describing like I went to Walmart, I went to Kroger, whatever the money was coming from. Payment amount. Is this money coming in or going out? It's money going out. And then you have a check mark column. We'll talk about that tomorrow. That's when you're reconciling your checking account or balancing your checkbook. Any fees? Personally, if I have a fee, I don't like that little tiny column. If I have a fee, I would rather write a whole new line. Makes more sense to me. I don't actually use the fee column. Deposit amount, in or out. That's money coming in your account. It's getting added. And then the last column is a balance. It's just an ongoing balance so you can constantly see how much money you have. Okay? Does your mom keep a paper one still? My mom does too. You keep a paper one? I'm lazy. Mine's all online. All right. Number 3, Nick has a checking account with Park Slope Savings Bank. He writes both paper and electronic checks. For each transaction, Nick enters the necessary information, the check number, the date, type of transaction, and amount. He uses E to indicate an electronic transaction, which I'm lazy. I don't write anything. Determine the balance in his account after the Star Cable Company check is written. So, looking at his registry. So we see at the top the balance. So he had over $3,600 to start with. Looks like he wrote a check number 3271 to DeWitt Auto Body, and he paid them over $1,700. It's a lot of money. So what are we going to do with that $1,700? We're going to subtract that. So start with the 3672.27. Right? This is a check that he wrote. It is in the payment amount, so that gets subtracted. Good. So 1951.27. Now, everyone is different. A registry is your own. It's your own personal thing. However you set it up and organize it, up to you. Now, this one is set up where they are only writing on every other line, which is fine. Some people like it spaced out. When I do every other line, when I would subtract, I'd write my balance on the next line down below. Just my own personal preference. Some people write on every single line, so every single line has a balance as it's ongoing. It's up to you guys. Doesn't really matter. All right. They wrote check 3272 to Kate's Guitar Hut for strings. Add that money or subtract that money? Subtract. Some money that's coming out. So 1918.77. I subtracted. So I started out with the beginning balance, subtracted this, and got that. And I subtracted this and got that. Yeah, we're just, because this is all stuff that's coming in or out of our account. This, that's $32.50.
Oh, okay, I see.
Are you okay? Okay. All right, deposit paycheck. Notice it's in a different column. Okay, that should help you to real quick see stuff in that column gets added in. So we're going to add the 821.53. Good. 27.40 and 30 cents. Not on stuff like this, I don't. On checks, I do. I told you I'm lazy. This is my own personal thing. I'm not writing them down. All right, Verizon Wireless. What do I do with that one? Subtract that one. 2638.80. And then Star Cable Company. What am I doing with that one? I'm subtracting that one again. So we're down to $24.99.90. So the question asked, what is the amount of money in there after the Star Cable Company? There it is. Good. Are we understanding a registry, though? the two different columns makes it pretty easy to be like, okay, I add this column and I subtract this column. So make sure you put them in the right area. All right, number 4. Comerica Bank charges a monthly maintenance fee of $13 and a check writing fee of 6 cents per check. That sounds insane, right? That's a lot of fees. Last year, Aiden wrote 352 checks from his account at Comerica. What was the total of all fees he paid on that account last year? Yes. Very nice. Yes. She's on today. All right, because it says it's a monthly fee of $13. So for the whole year, we'd have to do 13 times 12. Wait, so this would be $156. Right, that's just in monthly fees. And then it is 6 cents per check, and he wrote 352 checks. So 352 times 6 cents. You guys are faster than I am. Wait, what did you say that was? That should be 2112. And then when we add them together, good. Oh, I don't multiply the 156. So because of the account that he selected, that checking account, John and Jordan, that's $177 of money that just went where? Nowhere. In the bank's pocket, out the window. What would you suggest for Aiden? Change your account. Okay, that's just money that you're throwing away. Okay, unless he has so much money, like it's a huge account that like earns amazing interest, that's not going to be worth it. Okay, so you'd want to switch to a different kind of account. All right, number 5. New Brunswick Bank charges a $25 per check overdraft protection fee. And yours was 32, you said? On August 5th, Gracie had 1,000. Oh, there's an extra 0 in there. Take out that 0. There we go, $1,276.35. Sorry about that. In her account. Over the next few days, the following checks were submitted for payment. So there's a whole bunch of checks there. How much will she pay in overdraft protection fees? So when do they charge the fee? I crossed the thingy. What's overdraft mean? Say that again. When I go below 0. You guys all, I knew you knew it, but that's what I was looking for. It's when it goes below 0. When it goes in the negative, they charge you. So if she started out with $1276.35, okay? So her first check came out was what, $923.93. So if we subtract $923.93, will they charge her an overdraft fee? No. Right? So minus $923.93. So she's down to $352.42. So no overdraft. Right? So how about the next one? We subtract $54.23. She's not going to overdraft yet. So she's at $298.19. So she's not been charged yet. This one, minus $532.56. Minus $532.56. Is she going to be charged overdraft? Yes. So right there, she's going to get charged, what is it, $25? So there's one fee, because now she's at negative $234.37. All right, and then she had $295. So is she getting charged another overdraft? Yep, there's another one. So she's at negative $529.37. I'm just subtracting these off one at a time. And then she subtracted that one, $653.92. And that's another overdraft. She is. She's in a world of hurt. So she's at negative $1183.29 right now. Okay. So all I did is I kind of started with her original balance and I just subtracted all of these off and then counted how many times when those came out she was in the negative. So 3 times when she subtracted money out of there, she was in the negatives. Okay, so how much will she owe the bank after August 8th? Okay, so she's going to owe the bank all of that, right? She owes them $1183.29 and $75. Right, and every day that she doesn't pay that back, she's going to get charged more. So $1183.29 plus 75, $1,258.29. That's if she pays it back on that day. Because if she doesn't pay it back on another day, she gets charged more fees and more fees every day that happens. Okay, so be very careful. Those overdraft fees can eat you alive.